The moment we have all been waiting for
Madness
is finally here. People that haven't watched college football, or college basketball, I should say, are now finally getting locked in because March Madness is here. That's no dig to them. College basketball is here. March Madness is here. Brackets are flying. There's over, I think, 9 million already created. Welcome in All Day Bets, Alex Jacobs, Manny, Ruffin. We have so much to talk about with this bracket. Cannot wait to break down this from also just a betting standpoint as well, because this is the time where you're taking those 10-7 spreads. You're taking those first half overs on Thursdays and Fridays, just drinking beers at the bars with the boys. But when the bracket came out, UNC got in, and there was a lot of, I guess, a lot of people being angry with why UNC got in.
It's a lot of people having some reactions on the internet, for sure.
A lot of
people were mad at Jay Billis for saying he didn't give a fuck. Essentially, he was like, didn't he say something like, "I don't care about like the 60th to 65th team that gets in"? I'm like, continue your point, but I thought it was funny. They were giving him hell for that.
I think it was more of like a resume standpoint. You have West Virginia. Apologies to you guys. You know, governor's coming out saying it's
West
corrupt.
Virginia. That's tough. We got the fucking government involved. There might be a problem if the government feels like they need to get involved. There might be an issue.
And here's the deal. You got a lot of pressure on UNC now, and I hope that they
got the suits and basketball
can kind of, they probably feel the noise at this point just because, you know, they've heard it already over this last day. They have to win this first 4 game, and you would hope that they carry that into winning their first round matchup or competing in it, because if they lose the first 4, then it's like West Virginia's like, hey, that could have been us. You took our spot.
I do think it's going to be a close one, too. I do. I think they might win it, but I think it's going to be a close one.
So a couple things that we are looking at in this bracket is the coaches to go the furthest.
Yes. Yeah, you want to go there right now?
Let's go there right now. Let's bring up some of these big names. The bracket is really cool. And for some, you know, it's cool that how these coaches line up with each other early on, but also it's kind of a disappointing part because you have these big name coaches going against each other early, and they're obviously going to knock one another out.
Yeah, so we have some legendary coaches as per usual in the March Madness bracket. This one specifically, we have Izzo, Pitino, Kelvin Sampson, Bruce Pearl, Scott Drew, Bill Self, and John Calipari. Which one do you think is going to go the farthest?
Well, Self and Calipari
going
against each other, and then the winner of that game going to Pitino.
I like, you know what's funny too, because I remember I get sent to the YouTube video about Arkansas beginning of the year. Like, I want to take Cal in that matchup.
So do I.
Oh no.
Going the furthest though, I'm gonna back the Tigers here and show some love to the Auburn Tiger alumni friends that we have, and take Bruce Pearl to go the furthest out of those guys.
Interesting. You know what's funny, because I do want to do Pitino here. Bruce Pearl, I feel like it's the obvious answer. I'm going to go with Kelvin Sampson.
Okay.
I actually think Houston has a solid chance to make the Natty, just given their bracket and their matches of what could happen, because I think Clemson can go far as well. I'm pretty sure that would be their eventual matchup. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm going to go Kelvin Sampson to make it the farthest. Mr. Consistent. One of the best coaches in college basketball currently and of all time, I would say. And like underrated. Like, not people have him as a really good coach, but I think for as good and as consistent he's been with Houston, just coming from the American people, like, oh, you ain't going to do it in the Big 12. Go to the Big 12. Dominate the Big 12 pretty much. Like, I think this is one of the better coaches of all time. And he will, I think this year after they get to the Natty but lose to the eventual national champion for the Gators, I think he will get a lot more flowers.
There is a bet that I'm seeing tailored around Houston, which is Houston to reach the Elite Eight. That is heavily juiced up at minus 154, but I have seen that consistently in a numerous amount of articles.
What is their number to make the Final Four? Is it there? Because I would take that. I would actually, it's probably not that good of a number, but you could probably parlay it with something that's actually decent.
Plus 120 for them, for Houston to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
And then you have the juice there.
I would obviously parlay that. Yeah, I would parlay that. I like that.
You got Auburn in the South minus 105. Duke minus 140. Looks like Cooper Flag is going to be a go.
You better hold on. Yeah, they got some interesting matchups. They might be able to get upset.
Cooper Flag looks like he is going to be a go for Friday.
I think in my Final Four, I'm pretty sure.
I thought they were actually going to, the Duke Blue Devils, I thought they were going to sit Cooper for the first game, give him some extra rest.
We don't want to. Could you just imagine? They won't lose the first game, but could you just
But what
imagine?
if they did?
We try to do the whole rest Cooper flag. Yeah, just you can't. I'm down to play him.
Or just if they go up big, just let him sit.
The boys made his money. NIL, I guess it's guaranteed money. You got concurrent money with sponsorships. You good. Maybe NBA might get a little weird. You don't get drafted. Let's play. Let's get on the court. Let's hoop, Cooper. I like that.
All right, so over to the underdogs here. So just looking at some upsets from Yahoo Sports here for first-round upsets, 61 number 11 seeds have recorded the men's first-round upsets. That's a 39.1% win rate, with 12 seeds having 55 winners, 13 seeds having 33 of those winners, and then the 14 seeds having 23 of those winners. Another good stat here to look at is in 33 of the last 39 NCAA tournament brackets, there have been at least one 12 seed advancing over a 5 seed. Last year in 2024, there was two 12-5 upsets. That was Grand Canyon over St. Mary's and JMU over Wisconsin. And then that leads us into this year with the 12-5 this year, those being UC San Diego and Michigan, Colorado State and Memphis, McNeese State and Clemson, and then Liberty and Oregon. I know you're big on Liberty over Oregon there.
Yeah, I like Liberty. I like UC San Diego. I like Xavier. And there's some ones that are interesting, though. Like, I know you looked at that. We're getting that Yale and A&M game, but I hear you liking Yale.
Yeah.
Team I didn't bring up, not really too much of an underdog, but as far like in the first round, but as far as going far, I think St. Mary's can make a run. I think New Mexico could possibly make a run as a 10 seed. There's some interesting little doggies, man. Some interesting little doggies. I don't know if you like anything specifically. Oh, people were talking about that High Point Purdue game. That's another one. A lot of people were liking that one. The McNeese one, I love it. You know what I mean? We're getting managers on NIL deals. I fucking love it. I just don't think they can get past the Clemson Tigers. I'm just extremely high on Clemson. If I wasn't as high on Clemson, I'd be back at McNeese more. But yeah, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, it's a tough draw for the hype that's around McNeese right now.
Yeah.
Tough draw that you get Clemson because I'm rooting heavily for Clemson just based on, the Final Four pick that you had from last week. So I'm definitely going to be locked in on Clemson there.
Colorado State's an interesting one, too. They're favored versus Memphis, and then they could draw Maryland, which I have Maryland, but I did say about them being the weakness is that they have 5 players.
Well, on the 11,
only 5 players.
On the 11 seed, 61, where was it? On the 11 of 61, number 11 seeds have recorded the men's first round upsets. One of those 11 seeds is Drake over Missouri.
Yeah, and I think Drake could do it, but I don't. I think Missouri could hang on there. I think it could get scary. I actually kind of like Drake to cover. I think I've seen some 6.5s. I think I think that game comes down to like late game free throws, like 4 or 5 point game, but I think Missouri does. They edge that one out a little bit.
It's a lot of at least when you're making brackets, just from like the naked eye, you always have to look at, what does everybody say when you're making brackets? Always look at those 10-7s.
Yep.
You have to have those 10-7s in there. You have to have a couple of those 12-5s in there.
Yep.
And you have to have a couple of those 11-6s in there.
Yep.
Meaning favored towards the 12, favored towards the 11, and then obviously favored towards the 10. So, just based on that, Arkansas's 10 over Bill Self and Kansas. So you're looking at Arkansas as the 10 seed there. Utah State, UCLA. Probably would go with that 7 with UCLA there.
Yeah.
Again, just based off.
I kind of like Utah State, but that's going to be a really good game.
Just based off, you can do this from people that have not watched a single game of college basketball this year. You can just base this solely off of the seeds and taking a 10 over a 7, taking a 12 over 5.
Yeah, just taking a shot.
Just taking a shot.
I have actually interested in that from the first 4 because we'll see 11 seeds come out the first 4. 16s too, but you guys ain't.
Watch out for Texas.
UMBCs, you know what I mean? Since 2011, when the first 4 was founded, in all but one season, a team advanced to at least the round of 32 from the first 4. And teams I have mentioned here, UNC, San Diego State, and Texas Xavier. So again, sorry, American. I know y'all got a hooper out there. I'm sorry, St. Francis, a PA. I just don't think y'all going to do it. But from the 11 seeds, UNC, San Diego State, Texas, Xavier, which one of those teams do you think had the best chance of advancing to the round of 32, at least?
I'm going to go with Texas.
Okay. Wow, okay. Real hooper out there, of course. I actually have Xavier beating them, personally. I think Sean Miller with the pedigree. I think they have a really nice big down low that can dominate the game. You like Texas, which is interesting. I think Xavier has a chance to make it far, at least win a game. And surprisingly, I think UNC, if they do win their matchup, I think they could win the first round matchup as well and make it to round 32 and silence the haters. I think there's a chance for that to happen. I'm not completely out on UNC. I'm not completely sold on Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure that's the matchup they would get. That side would get Ole Miss. I'm not completely sold on Ole Miss. I think I like UNC in that matchup. Ole Miss relies on a lot of turnovers. I think UNC can handle the ball, at least take care of the ball in that matchup and get a W, and then eventually lose to Iowa State. And they might make it interesting against Iowa State because Iowa State's missing their second leading scorer. There's just a chance that UNC could get interesting. I don't know if it'll happen, but there are a couple teams out of that first four that I think could really make a round 32 run. I'd pay attention to that for sure.
Did you, at least from when the brackets were completed and Selection Sunday was done, were you surprised that anything, at least for like the top seeds, like made sense that the 1 seeds were Auburn, Duke, Florida, Houston?
Oh, like seeding wise?
Seeding wise.
Anything surprising from the bracket? Nah, I was pretty, I wasn't really surprised. Nah, I was pretty, everything was pretty standard for me, to be honest.
It was just, I think it was a little tough, like we had our Maryland to the Final Four.
Yeah.
They obviously get the draw with Florida, so that's going to be a tough matchup there. And Missouri. Yeah. So basically the 2 Final Four picks that were posted before Selection Sunday. Yeah. Let's just make that, that credit is out there. Those were selections made before the bracket came out. So unfortunately, 2 of those being Maryland and Missouri, they're sitting.
My national championship winner, which is funny.
Yeah, which I think a lot are. I think 30% on ESPN have Florida. Yeah, 11% have Auburn.
I think that's mainly because the Auburn thing, where 3 of the last 2 teams that lost 3 of the last 4 games haven't won the national championship. I think it would have been 30% on Auburn if that didn't happen, which scares the fuck out of me because I was just so high on Florida. Like I still have Florida, but I also think do you think Auburn has a solid chance to be the first team to win a national championship? Like losing the 3 of the last 4 games of the season, I think they have a chance to make quote unquote history in that remark.
I
just given their schedule, who they played, and what the SEC was, I actually think they have a good chance to still win the Natty, even though that is alive.
And also that they were upset by Yale in the first round last year.
Yeah.
So they have
Bruce
not only a lot to prove
go through that again
from the end of their season, but a lot to prove from their tournament from last year.
For sure.
Which was surprising that they lost to, Yale and Ivy League, man, and I'm super high on them once we get into that game against A&M. But now let's start to put our brackets together. We're going to be doing some fun here. We got 3 brackets that we're going to make. Let's start with our actual bracket that the 2 of us are making. Let's go into the ESPN Tournament Challenge.
The official all-day bets bracket.
The official all-day bets bracket. Let's start here in the South.
All right, so it's Auburn for sure.
So it's Auburn. Creighton
we both
or Louisville?
agreed on Louisville in this game.
I'm on Louisville here.
Yeah, I can go with Louisville here.
6 years since they've been here.
I think it's still gonna be a dicey spot, but I'll go Louisville here. I'm down with that.
So are you down to take the upset on Michigan?
I'm usually San Diego in this spot for sure.
And there's the 12, so you get the 12 out of the way.
I had to make a little run here.
Now we're gonna have to kind of compensate with each other here because I'm liking Yale over A&M here.
I like A&M in this game specifically. I think it's gonna be hella close though.
Okay,
hella close.
We'll go with A&M. That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hella scary.
Ole Miss or SDSU,
Give me UNC. That'd be hope for UNC, and in matchups, I think UNC can take down Ole Miss as well.
I'm gonna go with Iowa State calmly here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Marquette, New Mexico.
I love Marquette, but don't sleep on the Lobos.
But I do think Marquette wins the game.
No.
Really?
I have New Mexico.
Okay, all right.
I have New Mexico.
Right,
you got Donovan Den out there hooping. I don't think if they don't have an answer for Nelly Judy Jones on the boards, who's a double-double machine. I like New Mexico to win that game, bro.
And I'm fine with Michigan State moving comfortably.
Yeah, I'm down with
that. Then we go to Auburn and Louisville. Sorry, Auburn's advancing.
Yeah, it ends here.
Not much to say on that. Then you get the 4 A&M and the 12 UC San Diego.
So I think A&M has bad matchups, close games versus Yale for sure. And then especially with UC San Diego, I love UC San Diego. Like I have them get to the part of your bracket, but I have them making the Sweet 16. I have them beating A&M, especially if they get A&M in this matchup. I think
so a little Cinderella early.
UC San Diego doesn't turn the ball over. They're one of the highest teams. I think they're like top 10 in turnover percentage on offense, and I think they're top 10 as well, top 15 in turnover percentage on defense. They rebound the ball well. I think they could give A&M some problems. A&M's like a helter-skelter team. If you can, like, I don't want to say shut down Wade Taylor because that's a tough task to do, but if you can give Wade Taylor problems, things can arise for the A&M team, which is why I think they could possibly lose the first round to Yale, but it'll be close. Give me UC San Diego. Let's make it interesting. Let's get some vibes in the bracket.
Getting some vibes early, a little Cinderella to start it. I feel you. I feel you.
You know
okay,
what I mean?
So SDSU, UNC versus Iowa State here. I'm going Iowa State.
Okay. I'm down with that.
And then I'm down to have Izzo and the boys move on.
Yeah, I think they could. I think it could get scary versus the Lobos, man. But I know what the Mountain West doesn't usually
tough physical team. Izzo's here.
We could get
Izzo's here in March. I'm okay with it. Then you get Auburn and UC San Diego.
Let's go.
Road ends here.
It's over. It's over. The fun ends here.
I want to still rock with Izzo.
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
You want to go Iowa State?
I think even missing our second leading scorer, I think Iowa State can get this done. I think they've been dealing with that for a while. I think they're past it. I think they can get past Michigan. I'm not too, you know what I mean? I ain't too Michigan State. I know you are though as well. So I don't know. I'd be down to go Michigan State, but
so you want to go Iowa State?
Yeah, I
okay.
want to go Iowa State.
And then it's Auburn and Iowa State in the South.
Auburn. Yeah, unfortunately.
Go Tigers.
Just gotta rock with a favorite here. Sorry, guys. Boring. Yeah, sorry, guys. Had a 1 seed coming out.
Now to the East. Duke, I don't care who they get. We're moving on.
Wait, does that say American?
Yeah.
Don't sleep. That's all I'm going to say.
Don't do that.
We could have a CJ McCollum situation arise if American moves on. If you know, you know. But we'll still go Duke.
Baylor, Mississippi State.
I actually like Mississippi State here.
So do I. That's the 8-9 games.
Baylor's been inconsistent. Jeremy Roach, injury problems on and off throughout the year with their vet. I don't like it. They don't really shoot the three ball that well. I'll take Mississippi State here.
First 12-5 here.
Give me Liberty or give me life.
All right. Liberty or life.
Taking
Liberty. And then here's our 13-4, Arizona and Akron.
Yeah, Arizona. It could get scary here though. I don't mind the vibes if you take Akron here. I don't mind it at all.
VCU versus the 6 Cougars.
Another one. I don't mind the vibes.
Great
at all.
tournament team for VCU.
I don't mind the vibes.
Here. I want to rock
don't
with the Cougars.
Don't mind the vibes at all if you want to take VCU, but I
want to rock with the Cougars.
I like BYU. Yeah, I like BYU.
Possible Cinderella loading here, Montana versus Wisconsin.
Okay. I like Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is one of the more slept-on teams in college basketball. I also think the loss in the Big Ten tournament keeps them under the radar as well. I like Wisconsin.
Wisconsin will take it. And then you get to St. Mary's and Vandy.
Give me the Gales. Give me the Gales. And then you're going to see a theme rise here of give me the motherfucking Gales.
So
give me the Gales.
No, I mean, I really was thinking that this would be the matchup 10-7 where you take Vandy.
Right. No. St. Mary's, listen, St. Mary's is one of the best teams in the nation. Like, one of the things I love, and there's a couple things I like in the tournament specifically. I like teams that rebound really well and offensive rebound really well. St. Mary's is top 3 in both those categories. They guard the 3 unbelievably well. I'm pretty sure they're top 2 in opponent 3-point percentage, especially, I think, away from home and neutral site games, which is also huge when it comes to the tournament. I think teams that are well-coached, gritty defensive teams that can shoot the ball pretty well, defend the 3, and then rebound. I think these games that get, like, the passions going, late game, we're seeing multiple shot possessions, team crashing boards. I think St. Mary's could get over a team like Vandy in this matchup with some SEC hype. A lot of people, I think, are going to be back in Vandy to win this matchup. I'm going to go with the Gales. Then to Bama and Robert Morris, Mark Sears. Do your thing, young fella. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Back up to the top here in the East. Duke and Mississippi State. Cooper flag. Enough said. Yeah, okay.
Arizona and Liberty. I think I'm just going to ride Arizona.
Give me Liberty or give me life.
Come on.
We got 4 guys that shoot like over 38% from the 3. Taylor Porter, I think, shoots a scorching 46% from 3. And then they had a guy, I'm pretty sure was at Conference USA in their championship game. Caden, forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Matheny. It could be Mathney, but he shoots like 40% from three on like 100 made threes this year. I think it's one of those teams that like if they can go bombs away, it could get fucking scary. And then in terms of matchups, right? Like Oregon doesn't have anything for me that jumps off the board. They're a good team. The team I thought I would be way better coming into the year. Well coached for sure. But I think there's just a lot of holes in the team that I'm not superly impressed by, that if they get bombs away on, which Liberty can do, I think they can win that matchup. And then same with Arizona, which like a team that I like a lot. I think they play up to the competition, but also play down. And I think if we get in a bombs away scenario, Taylor Porter's just bombing threes, Caden's bombing threes. Does Caleb Love try to match that? Does he do that thing where people get pissed off at him, where he's like 8 for 20 in a game or like 8 for 23 in a game? I think Liberty, they could get hot and win 2 games. I don't know. I just feel like I need some vibes in my brackets, and I was thinking Liberty to give me life.
I'll ride with you on Liberty there. I was thinking Caleb Love was going to be our guy, but
I'm not down.
All right, so we'll take Liberty there to go face Duke, and then BYU and Wisconsin. Give me the Cougars.
No, fuck! I don't want to do it. I won't. Okay. I'll give you it because you gotta get some Alex vibes in the bracket. But I for the record, I like Wisconsin. Just how he for the record likes Arizona, I for the record like Wisconsin.
Okay.
We need some Alex vibes in the fucking bracket. That's for sure.
And then St. Mary's and Bama. I think Bama could win this game by 14.
No, give me the Gales.
Why?
Give me the Gales. I think there's a situation here, right? Bama wants to push the pace crazy. The thing about Bama, though, is I don't think they're like that great. They're good enough, but they're not that great shooting the three. And I think they want to rely on multiple possessions. Also, they don't turn you over that much. Like, they play a high pace. You think sometimes with the high pace teams, they press, get a lot of steals. They don't. I think they're like in the 300s in turnovers created. I think St. Mary's could do a good job of trying to control that game, not turn the ball over. Like I said, they're top 3 in opponent three-point percentage. And then on top of that, they're top 3 in rebounding percentage. So if you can stop a team offensively that wants to push the pace and rebound, there's a chance they could get flustered. We've seen games, there's tape on Mark Sears. I love Mark Sears as a player, but there's tape on him in these big games not being the best throughout the entire game and then coming in game time, last 5 minutes of the game, absolutely exploding. If they can find a way to contain that and then contain the other guys, and Grant Nelson, who's also been playing well, like showed he can play well in the tournament and play well in big games, I think they can contain that. Rebound the ball well, shoot 3 well, and defend 3 well. Give me the Gales. I need vibes in my bracket.
All right.
Bro. I need vibes in my bracket.
All right. Duke Liberty. Duke.
Yeah, it ends here.
BYU St. Mary's.
Give me the Gales.
Are we really?
Give me the Gales in the Elite Eight.
I would have rocked with the Cougars.
Give me the Gales in the Elite Eight.
All right.
Let's do it. Sorry for the Mormons. I think y'all might get distracted. We do some traveling. I know y'all not supposed to be bringing girls to the dorms. You might bring girls into the hotels that were out of the campus. They might be a little distracted with their Sweet 16 bid. Give me the Gales.
You're taking them, and you're not taking them.
No. I think in this game, though, we might see, like, I think it could get dicey. Like, of Cinderella people love, we might see a higher spread. Give me the Gales to cover, but give me Duke. Yeah.
But we have Duke coming out of the East.
We have vibes in the bracket.
There's vibes in the bracket.
I can't have
the 2-1s get there, but there's vibes there.
I should have had a disclaimer before we did this. He's doing a bracket with me, and I literally can't do a bracket without vibes.
Without vibes. I hear you.
I can't.
It's March Madness, bro. Over to the West, Florida and Norfolk State.
Florida.
Go Gators. Oklahoma and UConn.
Give me UConn. Coaching matters in this matchup.
Wow, it does matter, but this is where I would be taking Oklahoma there.
Really? Yeah, I like UConn here.
Memphis and Colorado State. Here's our 12-5.
Give me Colorado State.
There's the 12 right there.
I think Memphis could possibly be missing their second leading scorer as well. Not 100% on that. I think Colorado State. I think there was a stat. There's been, like, in the last 5 seasons, there's been 12 seeds that have been favored versus 5. And when the 5 was underdog, they're 0-2 straight up and against the spread. I think that trend continues with Memphis. Sorry, Penny. I love you, but yeah.
Maryland, Grand Canyon. Don't need to say much on this one.
That's my squad.
Maryland.
That's my squad.
Missouri, Drake. People may think that this is going to be the upset here.
Listen, Drake is the public pick, but this is a Missouri podcast.
Yep.
This is a Missouri podcast for sure. Take Missouri.
Texas Tech, UNC, 1 week in. This is a team, Texas Tech, where they can go on a run in this tournament.
I do believe that.
I'd be scared of Texas
Tech.
Also,
I don't think UNCW is an easy out. I think they can come into this with some fire, but I think JT Toppin prevails, and Texas Tech definitely does move on.
Then we get the Calipari matchup here in the 10-7 Arkansas, Kansas. Give me Calipari over Kansas.
So you like them too?
Yeah.
I'm so conflicted with this game, right? So Boogie Fland's expected to play. He's expected to practice and expected to play. Arkansas has kind of figured it out without him, though, at the end of the season. John L. Davis got a lot of noise coming from FAU, wasn't playing the best to start the season. I think the last 6 of 9 games he's had double figures. He's been better. Kansas is also, which is like underrated about them, haven't been the best Kansas team, but they're one of the best defensive teams in the nation. I think they're ranked in the top 30 in defense, top 30, top 40 in defensive efficiency. Then you have Hunter Dickinson. Yeah.
Give me Calipari.
Yeah. I'm down to rock with you.
All right, let's do it.
I'm down to rock with you. That's a game I'm really, really fucked up on, though. I can't lie.
And then Patino and the Johnnies versus Omaha.
Any Omaha vibes? Do we have any Omaha vibes here?
Give me Patino.
0? Okay.
Just don't wear the white suit. Don't wear the white
suit.
suit.
Let's do it. We'll do it. White suit Patino for the win for sure. All right.
Florida and UConn should be a great game, but
great game.
Florida's going to take it.
Great game. Give me Florida. Yeah, absolutely.
Maryland, Colorado
Another
State.
one. Great game.
Do your thing, Maryland.
I think we could, do your thing, Maryland, but I think we might see another great game here for sure.
Missouri, Texas Tech.
So when the brackets come out, right?
Sucks for Missouri here.
This is a tough
I think Texas Tech is going to win this game.
I think Texas Tech, but is also dealing with a little bit of it, like a small injury bug to some important players. I wanted to kill rock with my vibes. Like, I'm sorry, Toppin. You know what I'm saying? Toppin family. I love y'all and all that. I'm still rocking Missouri, though.
All right.
I still think I'm rocking Missouri, bro.
Calipari and Patino. Arkansas and the Johnnies.
Yeah, give me Patino here. Give
me Patino here. And then you get Florida and Maryland. I'm going to go with the Gators.
Wanted to do it so bad, right? Because I was so high on Maryland, and I had the Maryland Final Four bet, which I think is interesting. But, yeah, it's the Gators with the matchup.
These 1 seeds are just
too good.
Very, very good.
Too good. Yeah, too good.
And then you get the Johnnies and Missouri.
Yeah, give me Patino.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it sucks to see a 1-2 in there.
I think St. John's has a chance to go home early though. Like if they get a different matchup, because they can't shoot a 3-ball. But yeah, I like the Johnnies in this matchup.
This matchup will be insane. Gators, St. John's,
Florida for sure.
Florida.
Yeah, I think handedly too, low key.
And then over to the Midwest, Houston.
Give me Houston.
I don't think we need to say much there.
Yeah, give me Houston.
Gonzaga and Georgia.
Give me Gonzaga.
I was leaning towards Georgia in this game.
Georgia doesn't shoot the 3-ball really well at all, and then Gonzaga defends really well. So if I can assume how this game's going to go, Gonzaga can just stop 3, which they shouldn't be shooting the ball well. They can get to their
Gonzaga's
other
also just a
Gonzaga's
well-known tournament team.
In a year or two where they've lost a lot of close games,
yep.
Disappointing losses, I think they could get one here.
Clemson and McNeese. Here's your 12-5. Rocking with Clemson. Sorry, just tough draw for McNeese. Sorry.
I just love Clemson.
High Point and Purdue. This is the matchup where there's going to be a lot of public, I think, picking this 13 out of High Point.
Give me High Point.
Another disappointing tournament for Purdue.
Give me High Point.
Illinois will get the winner of Texas and Xavier.
So you like Texas? I like Xavier.
One of them. We'll take one of them.
Give me Xavier. Yes, or one of them. Texas Xavier. I think if Illinois does play Texas, though, I think Illinois does win that game. That's just me personally. But nah, give me Xavier or Texas. I'll do it.
Kentucky, Troy. Give me the Wildcats.
Yeah.
UCLA, Utah State. Here's the 7-10.
I like Utah State here.
Okay.
I like Utah State here. I think UCLA, I think they could do. I think this is a weird team that could wake up in March. I think there's actually a high chance they could wake up in March. I think Utah State is low key a tough draw though. Low key tough draw, and I'll take Utah State there.
Tennessee, Wofford.
Give me Tennessee.
Let's go Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Houston, Gonzaga. Going Houston.
Give me Houston. Give me Houston in a possible close, really weird possible close game.
Clemson, High Point. Going Clemson.
The vibes are dead. Yeah, the vibes have died.
Texas.
The vibes are back. I think we could go Texas or Xavier over Kentucky. I think there's some holes in this Kentucky team we can take advantage of.
I'm down with it.
I think we could take them.
Utah State, Tennessee. Going with Tennessee. Nothing more said there. Houston, Clemson. Do we see Clemson getting out of this game? I think it's possible, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I had the Final Four bet that I did place, so it is in there. But that was before the brackets came out.
I think it's possible. I think it's
possible. I think they can match up.
They
can match up with Houston well, but I think Houston's just gonna have a slight edge.
And we go.
Remember that Houston Nova game? I think it was Sweet 16 too, when Nova was pretty good, Houston was good, and it was like Nova was so just in it, but Houston just was too much at the end. I think it'd be a similar script. I'll take Houston.
Tennessee or Xavier, Texas. I'm going Tennessee
Yeah,
here.
Tennessee. Even though I think they have a high chance. I think Tennessee's one of those teams, betting-wise, I think they win all 3 of these games. I don't think they cover once. Hot take.
And then Houston, Tennessee. I want to go Tennessee.
Houston.
Okay, fine.
Tennessee, we got beef. Like I can't. Me having Tennessee like make it out of the round of 8 in any tournament this year is just not. You know what I mean? We don't mix well. I'm sorry, Tennessee fans, but y'all ain't making the Final Four. No football. Y'all ain't making the Final Four. No basketball. You know what I mean?
Tennessee hating this year.
Nah, I fuck with you. I acknowledge your teams are good. Personally, just when it comes to the Final 8 of the teams in that sport, I don't think y'all are one of them. Or the Final 4. My fault. You know what I'm saying? Come for me if y'all want to.
And then to our Final 4. Yes, we have all 4 1 seeds. But there's plenty of vibes in this bracket. It's just the 1 seeds are really fucking good. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Auburn and Florida.
Florida.
I feel bad for the
Florida.
Auburn friends that we have, the Auburn alumni that we have.
Florida.
But the Gators will head to the national championship. Duke and Houston. I feel like Cooper Flagg's going to take this team to the national championship.
Really?
You think Houston's got this?
I like Houston, but if you want to do the vibes of the guy coming back from the ankle injury, leading his team to the Natty, that's actually good vibes. Florida Duke with the Natty chip, that's great vibes too. I'm down to side with you there. I'm down to do it.
Now we have the national championship of Florida and Duke, with 30% of the brackets having Florida and 20% of the brackets having Duke. Gators!
All the way. I'm with 30%. I hate being with 30%, but it just in this situation I'm with 30%. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I hate being. I'm not a 30% guy, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
And we have the Gators winning, which is going to be in a lot of different brackets all around the country. I think this is a spot where if Duke gets there, I can't wait to see what the game's going to be. But look, and then at the end of this, you can predict scores too. Final score to negate the tiebreaker.
Having password trouble.
Yeah, I just gotta remember what it was. I really don't want to do this right now.
You could just do the oh, you don't have an ESPN account with it all day, John, do you?
No. Let me do this first. What did I have this password? Oh, now it's going here. Okay, we're in.
We're in.
All right. Now let's go to our other bracket.
Football.
So now for our second bracket, this is going to be a football bracket. We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Just based on a football matchup, who do you think is going to win?
Let's do it.
That has nothing to do with basketball.
Nothing to do with basketball.
All football. Here we go. Let's start it up top in the South. I think Auburn.
Their football team was fucking trash.
I know.
Who would they play? Does that say UTSA possibly? Or am I fried?
No, this would be the St. Francis.
Oh, I said St. Francis.
I'm so proud.
How's St. Francis football team?
I'm not doing the shit. I'm taking Auburn.
All right, you guys survive. You guys can survive now with that trash football team.
Louisville, Creighton.
Let me Louisville.
Yep.
Louisville for sure.
Michigan over UC.
Michigan for sure.
A&M, I think
Yeah,
we take
y'all got a triple option or something? All right, man.
I think we take A&M.
A&M.
Kyle Field.
Right,
Come on.
Yeah.
Ole Miss. Come on, this is.
Yeah. Ole Miss.
But you got that. I mean, it's not Bill Belichick's. We haven't seen Bill Belichick's team yet with UNC.
Ooh, it's still Ole Miss.
It's still Ole Miss.
That's a good shout.
Iowa State. Lipscomb.
Iowa State. Lipscomb got a program. Y'all got a football team. My fault.
Marquette, New Mexico.
New Mexico, no?
I think
Yeah.
you go New Mexico football.
Yeah.
Do you? I think so. And then Michigan State, Bryant. We're gonna take
Does
Michigan State.
Marquette don't even have a football team. Am I tripping?
I don't even know if they have a team.
They don't even got a team.
We can't take them, right?
Marquette.
We're taking Michigan State over Bryant.
They got a football team? Marquette Golden Avalanche football. The Marquette Golden Avalanche football Hilltop is approximately from 19. Yeah, I don't think they play no. What? I don't think they play no more.
They don't got a team, so that's fine. We move on.
Yeah. Damn. After a winless season in 1956, god damn.
You take New Mexico there. That's fine. And then Auburn, Louisville. We take Louisville, right?
Wait, where we at? My fault.
We're up here. Auburn, Louisville. We take Louisville.
Ooh.
Football teams. It's football teams.
Oh yeah.
We take Louisville.
Yeah, I guess it's Louisville. Auburn was trash. I'm sorry. Y'all.
Michigan A&M. I think we take Michigan.
No, right? No. This year, no.
This year, no, we don't. I think you're right.
Yeah,
you take A&M.
They won the big game. They want that cloud division, but nah, I think we do take A&M in that matchup.
Ole Miss, Iowa State. You may take Iowa State.
I still think you take Ole Miss.
Okay.
This year, I like Ole Miss.
And then we're taking Michigan State.
Yeah, Michigan State for sure. You could have motion off this bracket, bro, on a low key.
Louisville, A&M.
I think it's A&M, right?
I think it's A&M
yeah,
from
I
a
think
football.
It's A&M.
And then Ole Miss, Michigan State.
Wait, whoa.
I think you take Ole Miss.
Wait. Was Michigan State even better than New Mexico? Am I tripping?
I think they were like dog shit this year, low key.
Was Michigan State even better than New Mexico? Let me look up New Mexico. I don't know. I just need a double confirm.
I can tell you right now, though, I think A&M's coming out of the South in this football bracket.
Okay, I can get behind that. I need to see what their record was this year. What was their record?
They did not have a good season.
Nah, New Mexico.
No, Michigan State. But I still think that team would be okay enough to beat New Mexico.
Football team.
It's football team. Come on.
Okay.
Big Ten.
Yeah,
Nothing's taken.
okay.
I'll just take the Big Ten team.
Okay.
And then Ole Miss, Michigan State. I think you take Ole Miss here.
Yeah, they win that game.
And then A&M, Ole Miss. I think you take A&M.
No, Ole Miss wins that game.
Really?
Right? Yeah, Ole Miss wins that game. Ole Miss wins that game.
Yeah, Ole Miss does.
Ole Miss
win
wins that game.
If
Yeah,
we're going off last year,
Ole
Jackson
Miss wins
Dart.
that game. Yeah,
You're right. Now we go to Duke. I'll probably just take Duke.
Who American got on their football team? All right. Let me chill.
Mississippi State, Baylor. I'm going Mississippi State. I'm going Mississippi State.
Ooh.
I'm going Mississippi State.
We might get some shit for this one.
Oregon, Liberty. We'll take Oregon this year, obviously. Arizona, Akron. Arizona. BYU, VCU. BYU.
VCU got 14. No,
Wisconsin, Montana. We'll take Wisconsin.
Damn, the Gales, no.
I'll take Vandy. And we'll take the Tide.
Wait, we have a monster matchup. Round 13.
Now we got Duke, Mississippi State.
West Mississippi State.
That's Mississippi State.
Yeah, they win that game.
Oregon moves on, obviously. Football.
Yeah, Oregon wins that game. Yeah.
BYU, Wisconsin.
Ooh,
I think you take
BYU. Yeah,
I think you take BYU.
I think it's BYU in that game.
And then Vandy, Bama.
Vandy won the game.
Beat them this year.
So what do we do?
Vandy beat them this year.
Vandy won the game. And Bama lost to Michigan. Give me Vandy. This year. Unironically.
Oregon moves on against Mississippi State. And then I'm going to take BYU here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take Oregon over BYU.
Yeah. That's right.
Football bracket. Out of the East, we got Oregon. Right. Then you go to Florida. I'm going to take the Gators.
Okay.
UConn, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Memphis, Colorado State. Memphis.
Yeah. Maryland for sure.
I think you take Maryland. You take Mizzou.
Texas Tech.
You take Texas Tech. Ooh. Razorbacks or Jayhawks?
Ooh.
I think I'll go Kansas here.
Kansas, right? Even though they had that weird year. Yeah, give me Kansas. St. John's. Do we have football teams?
I don't even. Do we have
football teams? Wait, now if Omaha. Okay. But I don't think St. John's has a football team. So if Omaha has a football team,
then they automatically advance.
Like, do they have a football? Omaha, what, university or college? Football? I don't think they have a football team. Omaha Athletics. Omaha official website Athletics. Let's see.
Omaha Mavericks.
Let me see here. Sports. Baseball, basketball, golf. They don't have a football team. So 2 non-football teams. I think we take fucking
So two non-football teams?
Yeah.
So we could, it doesn't matter. Because they automatically lose the next round anyway because Kansas has a football team. So it doesn't matter who you pick.
Give me Omaha for the vibes.
For the vibes, fuck it.
Fuck it. Welcome to the bracket.
Florida, Oklahoma.
Ooh. Oklahoma was trash.
I think I'm taking
Give
Florida.
me DJ Lagway in them. Yeah, give me DJ Lagway in them in that game.
Memphis, Maryland. Yep.
Maryland.
I'm taking. I almost want to take Tech.
Nah, Missouri. Missouri was hard. Missouri was hard.
Luther Burden.
Yeah. Missouri. Unless I'm tripping, bro. I could be tripping. Give me Missouri.
And then we'll take Kansas because obviously they have a football team.
Yeah.
Then Florida, Maryland. I still think you could do Florida.
Yeah,
I
think we do Florida. I think Florida wins that game.
I think you do Missouri again over Kansas. I think you do.
Yeah, you do.
And then I think you do Missouri over Florida.
Yeah, it's an SEC game. Yeah, I think you do Missouri over Florida.
And then to the Midwest. Did we just...
Houston.
You just take Houston.
Georgia.
And you take the Bulldogs.
Clemson.
And you take Clemson.
Purdue.
I would take Purdue even though they were complete dog shit this year.
Texas.
Yep. You hope it's Texas.
Yeah, no, but Texas.
Kentucky, you take Kentucky.
UCLA.
You take UCLA.
Tennessee.
And you get Tennessee. Then you go the Bulldogs. And you go Clemson because Purdue's ass.
Yeah. Texas.
And you take Texas. And you take Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then you go with the Bulldogs.
Yep. Texas. Sorry, Tennessee. It's Texas.
And then what do? Bulldogs or
Texas,
Longhorns?
right?
I think so.
Texas for sure. Texas should have beat Ohio State, bro. Like, they were right in that game. They could have easily beat Ohio State. Yeah, give me Texas.
And then your final four consists of, in the football bracket, Ole Miss, Missouri, Oregon, Texas.
Give me Ole Miss and Texas, right? And then Texas.
And then give me Texas.
Damn. Okay. But that's a football bracket.
That's the football bracket right there. You got Texas. That's going to be a fun one. All right, look, again, just solely on the vibes, football teams.
Might be all right, bro.
That's an okay bracket.
That might be okay. Like, I'm not even tripping.
That was some fun. Okay, so over to Ben Fox here on Twitter. The 10 early lopsided March Madness games at BetMGM. 83% of the bets on St. John's minus 18.5. 82% on Drake plus 6.5. 78% on Akron at plus 14.5. 77% on Tennessee minus 18.5. 76% on Arkansas plus 4.5. That's against Kansas. 75% on Michigan minus 2.5. 74% on Florida minus 28.5. 73% on Kentucky minus 10.5. And 69% on Alabama at minus 22.5. And lastly, 68% of the bets on Yale plus 7.5.
Any of these jump off the screen to you in particular?
Yale does 68% there.
You like Yale.
Yeah, but I mean it's a little bit scary now because those are obviously
Public
lopsided.
dog.
It is crazy.
I like A&M in that spot. I think A&M comes through.
83% on St. John's minus 18.
Is it an Omaha rip? Do we rip Omaha? St. John's don't shoot the three well. They have a cold game. Can we get at least a cover from the Omaha boys?
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot. That's a lot of people betting it.
Yeah, that's a lot of points there too. And then at least when you look towards the underdogs too, I mean, is anybody else doing every underdog? Is that anybody else betting every underdog? I know that Matty Betts is one of those guys, but like we've had some friends that do this as well. You just take every single underdog in the March Madness tournament. You set a single unit for that, and you ride that the entire tournament on every single underdog. In 2022, there was 19 wins and 46 losses for the underdogs. $100 bettors were up $1,164. 2023, there was 24 wins and 43 losses for the underdogs. $100 bettors were up $1,943. In 2024, last year, 20 wins for the underdogs, 47 losses for the underdogs. $100 bettors were down $405. And at least I
The
saw
first
this
weekend
year.
was glorious, though. That's fucked.
Yeah, you
'Cause
had
you had the Oakland win.
Yep.
You had a couple of things in the first weekend. But after that, it definitely went downhill in 2024, unfortunately.
and I did see that this year, Matty Bets is doing $1,000 a unit for every underdog. Essentially, you just need like 2 or 3 of the big ones.
For the first weekend, I think it's a great strategy. But I guess you got to see it through, right? If you do it for the first
You
weekend.
got to have a huge bankroll,
You do
by the way.
You got to have a bankroll. I guess you got to see it through. But if you do it for the first weekend and tap out, I'm not mad at you.
I mean, I know guys
I
that
would
have
look into that.
done it for like $10, but that's still what? That's 67 games?
It's a lot, yeah.
That's $670 right there.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You got to have a big bankroll to do that. But that is also fun. I'm sure it's a fun strat if you have it. It's also like, I feel like it's not really worth it if you're doing like a $2 bet size or like a $5 bet size.
Yeah, I guess. But
'Cause
if you could do $10 a bet for the first weekend, you might be. I think that's a profitable strategy.
You can get
I think
profitable
that's actually
for
a
that.
profitable strategy.
And then also, like, if you ride it into, the next rounds, Elite Eight, Final Four, whatever, all you need is one of those 1 seeds to get knocked out.
Yeah.
And you're
Right
going to get
back.
great value.
Right back.
So I think that's something to take a note at there, too. And then looking at your upset look-aheads, your Yale and A&M game, we have mentioned that a lot, too. But
So you want to go Yale there?
I do want to go Yale there. A&M with the big win and the quote unquote scheduled loss for Auburn.
I want it, but you're on Yale. You like Yale.
Ivy League, man, and look, Ivy League. They got the Player of the Year and Ivy, and also I'm just going a lot of based off of what they did last year
100%
in the tournament against
100%
Auburn.
pedigree, and they've done it other times before that too. No cap. I want an upset tip though. Something about the 11 and 12 seeds, which is interesting. 11 and 12 seeds are 125 and 95 against the spread, which is 56% since 2011. 11 and 12 seeds are 34 and 14 against the spread, 71%, when the line is 7 or more. So I have a bunch of those games listed. Games that fall under that category, we have Michigan, who's minus 2.5 versus UC San Diego. The San Diego State UNC versus Ole Miss matchup. Colorado State, who's minus 2.5 versus Memphis. Missouri minus 6.5 versus Drake. Oregon minus 7.5 versus Liberty. VCU versus BYU, who's minus 3.5 in that matchup. Clemson minus 6.5 versus McNeese. And the Texas Xavier game versus Illinois. Which one of those games are you targeting, the specific 11 and 12 that you've been looking at?
Clemson for sure.
Yeah, like thinking about taking McNeese. Yeah, I think the spread's 6.5. I think like we could see a sneaky cover there. I do like Clemson though. I think I might end up taking Clemson.
I think I'll end up taking Clemson at the 6.5.
You know I'm on UC San Diego.
I also think
The
that
New Zealand Demon on UC San Diego.
and that Texas Xavier,
Yeah, one of those two teams for sure.
one of those two teams to cover.
Missouri Drake. I'm not on Drake.
I would
I
be.
think I might regret that.
I think I'll be on Missouri to cover in that game.
Yeah, Colorado State I'm taking for sure. I think I'm taking Colorado State.
I feel like, and you going back to the Michigan point, I feel like there are going to be a lot of people that don't have Michigan advancing in their bracket,
Yeah.
and they're also not betting them.
I also saw, but I did see John. If you're on his page, John Ewing, he tweeted that teams that are getting most of the tickets. I think he had Michigan won. I think people were seeing that short spread and just fucking ripping Michigan.
There it is.
Yes,
Michigan minus 2.5 versus UC San Diego. Michigan is the most bet team to cover in the NCAA tournament at BetMGM. 69% of the money is on Michigan.
Right. I have a couple notes on this UC San Diego team. So first of all, Michigan entered the Big Ten championship 333rd in turnovers committed per possession. I feel like that's just never a good stat to hear about a team going into the tournament. And then on top of that, UC San Diego ranks second in turnovers per possession. They rank 7th in turnovers committed themselves. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but New Zealand Demon Tate Jones, Anawadniwa, I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but legit New Zealand Demon leads the team in points, assists, rebounds, and I want to say blocks or steals, one of those two categories. Absolute beast leading the team. Tyler McGee bombs away 114 threes made this season on 39%. Then Michigan's 157th in defensive rebound percent. I feel like that with the turnover with that turnover number, and then the defensive rebound number in the tournament, which I was talking about before, when it gets to these games that are just so intense, late in the game, 5 minutes left, you're seeing second, third shot opportunities be massive. You get a foul, you go to the foul line off of a rebound, and like with a minute left in the game, just ends up swinging the game. I think Michigan goes down. That's the one game I think I'm really high on. I think the rest of the internet's high on too, which I don't like. Like when I go on Twitter, I'm seeing people UC San Diego, which I don't like. But I'm gonna still go with them here. I think they actually match up well with Michigan in this matchup.
Well, you also have from CBS Sports, they're predicting 2 upsets in the South with Yale upsetting A&M, like we've already touched on, and then Creighton over Louisville. That's the 9-8 game. And then another note here from a different outlet, Sports Illustrated's Kevin Sweeney has UC San Diego, VCU, and Colorado State as his top 3 Cinderellas. Those are.
I don't like VCU, but I like.
I think a lot of the VCU talk is just because they're always a consistent tournament team.
Great vibes, and they're good. They're good too. But yeah, I don't know. I like BYU in that matchup for sure.
And then that does carry us into the 8-9 conversation from John Ewing here. Since 2005, the underdog is 43-30-3. That's 59% against the spread in the 8-9 matchup in the NCAA tournament per BetLabs. Underdogs in these 8-9 matchups are the number 9 Georgia plus 6.5 versus Gonzaga, number 9 Creighton plus 2.5 versus Louisville, number 9 Oklahoma plus 4.5 versus UConn, and number 9 Baylor plus 1.5 versus Mississippi State. Any of those 4 jump off the board there?
Yeah, so I like UConn. I like Gonzaga. I like Louisville and I like Mississippi. Like shit,
so you like all the 8s to cover.
I'm against the trend completely. I actually like and I like all the favorites to cover. So if you're listening right now, if you're watching this clip, you might be able to make some bread just fading. Like the guy you see on the screen likes all the favorites in a situation like this. I actually think in my strategy, like you know this personally, if I ever see some talking head with the short mic and I don't know who he is, he likes all the favorites, it's almost an insta fade for me, and I think it's profitable. And it's funny that it's me. I like all the favorites here. So do what you want with that information. Because the trends is trending, the numbers is numbering, it's not on my side. I think I'm gonna still rock with my guns. I think Gonzaga in that matchup. I don't like how Georgia shoots the ball. I think they shoot 28% from 3. I don't think that's gonna be a good trade for them. Louisville, I think Louisville can get through in this matchup. I don't love Creighton, but obviously on the history tip, I think coaching matters in the UConn-Oklahoma matchup. We have young guards in Oklahoma, up and down team. Oklahoma does have a good coach as well, but I think Dan Hiller can get their team out of this round and maybe possibly get the 1 seed scare in the next round. And then Baylor versus Mississippi State. I think I like Baylor. I like Scott Drew. The Jeremy Roach in and out the lineup with the injuries, not shooting the 3 ball particularly well. I think it leaves them susceptible to lose again versus Mississippi State. And I think we're going to see people liking to take Baylor here. I'm on the side of the favorites, man. Fade me if you want some money, honestly. I might stay away from betting those specific matchups now that I know that, to be honest.
I was not thinking that you were going to be taking all the 8s.
I literally like all the favorites.
This is purely from a, betting standpoint.
Yes.
Let alone from taking, I don't think you have all 8s in your bracket, right? Or do you?
Looking at it now, I think I have all 8s in my bracket.
I think you do have all 8s.
Yeah, which is
well, I guess that matters because they are the favorites.
Also rare. That's so rare for me. I'm usually have a good bit of 9s.
Yeah, me too.
But I have all 8s in this bracket. Yeah, I have all 8s.
Yeah, because we did have Louisville.
I'm telling you right now, if you're listening, it's not a winning strategy. It's just what I think is going to happen. But when you have things like that going on, I have all 8s. I have all 1s in my Final Four. Usually don't go that way. So there's probably a couple you could take.
On FanDuel, they have a parlay your bracket section.
Which is absolutely sick.
Which is one of the coolest things we'll see from a betting standpoint for the March Madness National Championship. I really think you can have a lot of fun with this because you literally can just take every single pick that you have in your bracket and parlay it.
They know what they're doing. They know they're going to get a lot of people doing this. So I crafted a legit, degenerate parlay your bracket parlay. 3 teams to make the Sweet 16. I am taking all 3 of these teams straight. All 3 of these teams will lose a first-round matchup. This could be a donation to Toys for Tots. That's how we're going to look at it because it's probably how it's going to go. But here are my vibes, my 3 teams in the parlay your bracket. Number 1, I have Liberty to advance to the Sweet 16 plus 1,100. We already ran over it in the bracket. It could go their way. Just whatever. The next team, UC San Diego, the New Zealand Demon, can take us to Sweet 16. They're the shortest odds, plus 390. FanDuel kind of likes their path as well. I like it even more. Third team, Xavier to reach Sweet 16, plus 800. Sean Miller and the boys. They could easily, in the first 4 matchup, I'm pretty sure that's tomorrow, Trey Johnson could give them 35 from Texas, and they could go home. But I do like what Sean Miller and Xavier has going on. They have some good guys going down low. That parlay, all 3 of them together, $10 wins you $3 grand, $2,979. We will be taking a chance on Liberty, on UC San Diego, and on Xavier to reach Sweet 16, and we will be taking them straight. Hopefully UC San Diego cashes me so I can just like cover the other 2 degenerate bets. But that is the degenerate parlay your bracket 3-legger for Mook. Don't tail it, please. Don't even take them straight. Just let me be in piss with this. Like I said, donations for Toys and Tots.
I love the vibes in that.
Absolutely. Got to do it.
And this is really cool because you can just click on a certain team under this section on FanDuel, and it just gives you the option where you think they're going to reach. So it's something where you can, have some fun with. Is there something that, we can maybe do like if we pick other teams that are not in what you just said?
What do we have? I had we could do some crazy shit. Like, what do we have? Like, I think we had we do like St. Mary. We could put St. Mary's in there. We could put
if we just go based on our brackets here. Like, where's just if we just go to Sweet 16?
What is that? We have like St. John's Elite 8.
Yeah, so what is it? Let's just see what that looks like. So, oh yeah, because we can just do we could put in our Elite 8s and see what that equals.
Yeah, like we had St. John's in there. We had
so Florida, Maryland. No, Florida, St. John's, Houston, Tennessee. Let's go put that in there. We have Auburn to the Elite 8. Who else is down there with them? Auburn and Iowa State. Auburn.
Did they even do this correctly? It's like what I'm noticing.
Yeah, but it's in the South here. There it is.
How much for that?
Auburn, Iowa State in the South. And then in the West, we have Florida and St. John's. Again, it's a lot of favorites there.
Yeah, but it might be interesting. We'll see
just to see. Florida and St. John's to reach the Elite 8.
Yeah, this might be a parlay that might be worth putting in, bro.
Yeah, and then Houston and Tennessee in the Midwest. Houston and Tennessee in the Midwest to reach the Elite 8, and then lastly in the East,
we had St. Mary's in there.
Duke.
We could make a decision on St. Mary's if you want to.
Duke and St. Mary's. So we will. Let's just see what that does, but we will have to make a decision on that. Duke to reach the Elite 8, which is heavily juiced, and then Mount St. Mary's.
Can't even do it.
You can't even add me.
You can't even do it. I know you did Mount St. Mary's. You did Mount St. Mary's.
Oh.
I was about to say St. Mary's, yeah.
To reach the Elite 8.
Oh, my God.
So, the Elite 8 that we did in our bracket.
You have to go. It would make it easier if you went to straight. Go to FanDuel and hit straight bets. You'll be able to see them. Yeah. You'll be able to read them off.
Yeah, so the Elite 8 parlay your bracket parlay that we have in our bracket is Auburn, Iowa State, Florida, St. John's, Houston, Tennessee, Duke, and St. Mary's. $10 wins you $10,000. Wins you $2,000.
I was gonna say.
Wins you $2,766.
I was gonna say.
Now,
feel free to substitute St. Mary's for whoever you feel like. That was a hunch that I had. If you want to put Alabama in there, it might
but also
make it
like
more
I
realistic.
don't want people to be like, oh, well, you have ones and twos or ones and threes in there.
Yeah.
St. Mary's is there. Other than that, you have,
Pretty much.
you pretty much have ones and twos.
Yeah.
Florida, Houston, St. John's, Tennessee, Auburn, Duke, and then Iowa State's your 3, St. Mary's is your 7. But $10 there for $2,800, I think that's
might be worth the dart.
But definitely have some fun with that. And if you're, I think there's not a lot of people that really know that this tab is available on FanDuel. You can pick any team and bet them how you picked in your bracket. So take some time to take a look at that before we get to the tournament. And then, looking at our first weekend, at least what some of these games are going to look like.
Yeah,
and
first weekend matchup. So I'll scroll to the score. We'll go to the first day. We can do these pretty fast.
Yep.
Let's see what we have here. This is, I feel like.
So I see right here, Creighton and Louisville, 12-15.
Do they have it in order? Let me
Yep.
see.
On FanDuel, they got it in order.
Yeah, High Point.
Yep. Just from 12-15 down.
Yeah, they did it correctly. That a boy FanDuel. Can
Yep.
always rely on you, man.
So your first game on the slate here, Thursday at 12:15, Creighton and Louisville. Louisville's 2.5-point favorites. Creighton's 2.5-point dogs. And you got Creighton at plus 112 on the money line. That's your 9-8 game there to start things off.
Yeah, give me Louisville. I like Louisville's minus 2.5.
Then you go to High Point in Purdue. That starts at 12:40. That's a 7.5-point spread favored to Purdue.
Give me High Point to cover there.
Yep.
Give me High Point to cover there for sure.
Montana and Wisconsin at 130. 16.5-point favorites or Wisconsin Badgers.
Why do I think Montana State's about to cover that?
I think.
You thinking the same thing or no?
I was thinking Wisconsin can cover that.
Really? I kind of
You like Montana?
Yeah, I feel like they could cover.
We'll throw Montana in there.
you know what I mean?
Houston is 28.5-point favorites against SIU Edwardsville.
Come on, Kelvin. Just give me one time. I'll take Houston.
Take Houston
Yeah, I'll take Houston.
in a beatdown.
I'll take Houston.
McNeese and Clemson, 7.5-point favorites are Clemson.
I'll go Clemson here.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like McNeese. Sorry, McNeese. I know y'all manager lit. I'm going to take Clemson here, though.
BYU, VCU. BYU is 2.5-point favorites. I'm going to go with BYU to cover.
I like BYU, too. This is a game people are struggling with, I feel like. I think I'm going to rock with BYU in this matchup, though. I like BYU.
Georgia and Gonzaga. Georgia is 6.5-point dogs. I think Gonzaga can cover this. Is that weird to say?
No. I like Gonzaga to cover, too. I just think I think Georgia can make the game mucky and make it weird, but I think the way that they struggle from 3, I don't know. I like Gonzaga to cover this one.
Tennessee and Wofford. Tennessee's 18.5-point favorites.
Give me Tennessee to cover this one.
Yeah, it's a lot of points, but I think they can get it done.
I think just like the Tennessee size and the way I just think it's going to be too much for a team like that.
Arkansas, Kansas. Here's our Self and Calipari matchup. Arkansas is plus 4.5 here.
It's right on 4.5.
And I think they can cover that.
Yeah, I'm down to take Arkansas. It's going to be close. Like I think Kansas might end up winning like a 2-point game. But I'm down for that.
Yale A&M. This is a little scary. This is 6.5-point spread favored to A&M.
I think Yale covers. I think A&M wins, but I think Yale does cover.
I think Yale can cover 6.5.
I think Yale covers.
Then you go Drake, Missouri. This is your 11-6 matchup. Missouri 6.5-point favorites, and that's where I want to go.
I think Drake could cover. I think Drake covers and loses.
Okay.
They play. I think they're like 350th in pace. Like they'll. I think they might cover this one, but they'll lose.
Utah State, UCLA, 5.5-point spread favored to UCLA.
I like Utah State to cover,
and we have them advancing in that game too.
Yeah.
Omaha, St. John's, 18.5-point spread favored to the Johnnies.
Give me Omaha to cover.
I mean, with 83% of the bets on BetMGM
that's why I was
St. John's. Michigan 2.5 over UC San Diego.
UC San Diego, New Zealand Demon. Come on.
Yep.
You know what it is. You know exactly what it is.
UNC Wilmington and Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 15.5-point favorites. I'm going to go with Texas Tech to cover that.
Yeah, I think you might see a sneaky cover here. I see what you're saying with Texas Tech, though. I think we might see a sneaky UNCW cover. Maybe you have CAA bias. I have friends of the show coaching in that conference, so probably leave some bias. But maybe UNCW gets a cover there. I might look out for that one.
We got to pick them here in Baylor and Mississippi State. It's a 1.5-point spread.
Yeah,
I believe we have Mississippi State in this.
Mississippi
We'll
State.
take them as minus 1.5-point favorites there. Then Robert Morris in Alabama. It's a 22.5-point spread, obviously favored to the Tide.
I'm going Robert Morris.
I think I'm
going
do
Robert
the
Morris.
same.
I think they go down, but I think this team is very good. Very good. And like they were very good. I think they were, I forget the number, but is it worth looking up, bro? They were insane against the spread, bro. I actually want to remind myself what they were. I'm pretty sure it was like 26 and something against the spread. They were insane versus spread. I think they might lose by like let's say let's call it. They'll lose by 13. You'll flip the TV to this game. You'll be like, oh, they're only down by 7, and then Alabama will pull at the end. But let's go some Robert Morris love in here.
Lipscomb and Iowa State, 14.5-point favorites for Iowa State.
Tough matchup for Lipscomb, bro. I think I might have to go Iowa State.
Yep. Colorado State, Memphis. Another pick 'em.
Like
-1.5 for Colorado State.
I like Colorado State. Here.
Books are already favoring the upset.
They're hip. I like Colorado State here.
Vanderbilt and St. Mary's. St. Mary's is -4.5.
Give me St. Mary's.
All right.
I'm high on my gals, man. Give me St. Mary's.
Maryland, 10.5-point favorites over Grand Canyon. I'm going to take Maryland.
This is a weird spread, though. I feel like Grand Canyon is how high I am on Maryland. I feel like Grand Canyon can make it weird. I feel like Maryland plays in a good bit of close games. But, yeah, I'll rock with you with Maryland. I think it could get weird, though, here.
Norfolk State and Florida. Florida's 28.5-point favorites. That's a shitload of points.
Yeah. And they'll cover it.
They'll cover it.
They'll fucking cover it.
Troy and Kentucky. Kentucky is 11.5-point favorites. I kind of am leaning to have Troy cover.
This is low, no? I feel like, yeah, give me Troy here. I feel like hanging 11.5. I feel like they're saying something with that. I'll take Troy here.
Marquette, 3.5-point favorites over New Mexico.
Give me the Lobos. I'm on the Lobos. I'll die with my Lobos this weekend, man. Fuck it.
Arizona, 13.5 over Akron.
Do you want to take Akron too?
I was kind of leaning that way.
Why do I feel like Arizona?
My gut kind of tells me to take Arizona 13.5.
I feel like Arizona might play with their food, or am I tripping, bro? I feel like they might play with their food and not cover.
Let's put the plus 13.5 for Akron.
They might play with their food, bro.
Oklahoma and UConn. UConn's -4.5.
I like UConn.
You keep saying coaching matters. We'll take UConn -4.5.
UConn here.
And then Michigan State, 17.5-point favorites over Bryant. I'm going to take Izzo. You don't like that?
I don't hate it. I feel it. Is Brian about to come out and do something special? Will we get a good game here from Brian? Why am I feeling the vibe? Brian, I'm not closing the book on Bryant being able to cover this game. I'm all in on Michigan State winning the game. No doubt in my mind. You got it. Bryant might cover that motherfucker. I think that could be the weird oddball team. Like I said, you flip the TV over and like, oh shit, we got a game here. Like Bryant might cover that bitch.
And then lastly, Liberty.
Don't need the points.
+7.5.
Don't need the points.
Against Oregon. You're going Liberty.
Yeah, don't even need the points.
All right.
Don't even need the fucking points.
That's your Thursday and Friday to kick off March Madness, the round of 64. Now, we could only parlay 25 games there, so we did miss out on Oklahoma, UConn, Bryant, Michigan State, and Liberty and Oregon. But if you did just put 9 cents on the 25 games in the game, you would win $944,000.
Put it in there. Fuck it. Put it in there.
All right, that's what we got here, man. March Madness is here. Our brackets are out. We did a football bracket. We did our actual bracket. Good luck on your brackets. There has never been a perfect bracket, but maybe one of you crazy bastards have that in you this year.
Up your sleeve.
And most importantly, though, when you're watching these games Thursday, when you're watching these games Friday, best of luck on your bets. This is one of the craziest times of the year to bet on college basketball. Let's also not, let's not forget these. You're betting on kids, so be careful.
My classic saying, man.
You always say it. So we got our brackets out there. We got our bets out there. Best of luck to you guys. If you did watch this on YouTube, make sure to drop a like, comment. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Apple Podcasts and Spotify listeners. Appreciate the hell out of you guys. Hit some bets. Drop those ratings. They go a long, long way for the boys. We will keep you updated with how our brackets are doing and how our bets are doing. But best of luck. March Madness is here. All Day Bets, Alex Jacobs, Manny Ruffin. Talk to you soon. One shining moment.